housing market in Winterville, North Carolina, October 2023.
Now, I'm going to jump right into this information, right? So just so we're clear, October is great. I love it. It's fall. And then when I look at the active homes in the listing in Winterville, I see there were 62 active homes, 40 homes under contract pending. And when I look at active and pending, that's 162 and 40 is 102. Then I divide it by sold homes, which is 37, and I see that the inventory rate in Winterville is 2.76 months. This is a down and dirty number.
That is nice that my wife goes to the math, but really we wanted to give you the inventory, which is the months before that in August.
Why is all this important? Though.
Well, the inventory is important because one of the factors that actually leads the market is inventory, no?
Right.
Supply and demand.
Right, so we should understand supply and demand when you're looking to buy and sell your home. Before we get into all more information and more details, let us go through our introduction. So, Hi, this is Alan Victoria. Welcome to our Talent Podcast.
And if this is your first time in our podcast and YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe and get notified.
We call and text all the time, 252-327-3257. We love talking to you. Do not be shy. Also, don't forget our buyer's guide and seller's guide in the description below. We put it full of information for you to grab all that information.
And we try to talk a little bit slower because some of our comments says, you say too fast all these real estate thing.
I talk fast.
Now we wanted to talk about the inventory of the month of August, which we had 59 houses as active and 55 under the contract and 48 closed, which brings us to 2.37 months of the inventory rate.
Interesting. When we compare it to last year, we saw that there were more active homes for sale. There was 86, 50 pending, 53 sold, which brings us a 2.57 months of supply. However, I want to point out again, there was more homes that were for sale.
Exactly. But it's still respect to the last year, we went from 257 to 276, which is 7.39% of the increase.
I want to say that a lot of that is going to be with new construction. But let's get into more detail though.
Yes.
So, average days on the market in Winterville in September, there was 30 days average days on the market. So they're taking longer to sell than they did before.
Therefore, this is also one of the factors that help you to understand how the market is going. And the market actually is going faster because if you're looking at August, the median or average days on the market was 40 days, even including the brand new homes. Now we are 30 days. Which seems that the market is moving faster.
And then we look at the days on the market for last year, there was 14. So you can see it's much slower compared to last year, even though it has moved a little faster from the previous month.
Exactly.
Now let's talk about list price, which is what sellers are asking for the homes for. Then we're going to talk about sales price information data.
That really sold on the market.
Right. So the median list price for the September that just happened was $382,450. Whew. Well,
and the months before in August was $367,100.
And then last year at this time it was $350. So we see year over year average of 9.27% increase on what the sellers are asking for. Now, let's talk about the actual sales data.
Which doesn't exactly translate that 9.27%.
Now this is the median, not the mean.
And this is the median, which is 305,000 for the months of September. What was the months of August?
336,750. And then the year last year was 285. So we see year over year change of a 7.02%.
And the crazy thing was the sell price went from 336 to 305.
Well, I think a lot has to do with new construction. Exactly. We're going to get into that. And there's more coming in Winterville with new construction as well. So that's going to change our numbers again.
But then after all of this number, you were thinking of how I'm going to understand how much, for example, the house that I just went and saw it worth, no?
Right.
That's why we have these quick and dirty numbers based off the months of September that we passed for you.
Okay, so if you look at Winterville, we do not have a lot of townhomes and condos that are new. We just don't. So the new is going to be the same.
Mostly it's going to be single family.
It's single family home, new construction, and that's $185 a square foot is what people are paying to live in Winterville. What about pre-owned?
The pre-owned was $160 for all type of homes.
Right, and how much for that just single family homes?
And for the single family home, if it's new, again, $185. And if it's pre-owned, $161.
Right. So I just want to give you information. You can see single family homes do appreciate a little bit more than condos, townhomes, and all of that. Now, when new construction, when we look into the deep diving into this data, we see that for months of September, 3 months of supply of all of Winterville was actually in new construction, whereas the previously owned was only 0.8. So we see that that is where the data really shows us and what's happening with this data. What about the month before that?
We overall have 1.4 months of the supply, and it was very similar for the last months. The only difference was instead of having 3.3 months, 3 months, we have 3.3 months of the brand new construction.
Now, when we look at the mean home value, what is mean? Why is it important?
Because it's average, no?
It's weighted.
Weighted, exactly.
Right, so we're not looking at the mansions and the shacks, which can sway an average, are going to be less counted for in the mean, because it means we're looking more true to the mill because it is a weighted average. So with that,
exactly, the house, the value was basically in Winterville was 271,502, and the months before that was 270,073, and last year was 259,356.
Which means the year-over-year change was 4.9%, which we see is a increasing of, what does that mean for us? It's appreciation.
Basically, we had appreciation.
When people say what's going on with the market, we say, hey, homes are still appreciating, and the data is there to tell us what's happening. Now,
and still, we don't have a normal market inventory, which is 4 to 6 months. We just had 1.4 months of the inventory in whole Winterville.
Now, if you're thinking, how much is rent? So what is the median rent now?
The months before the rent just passed in September was $1,300 in median, but there were houses for $3,950. Therefore, we just have the median for all bedrooms. But of course, we know that we have almost a $4,000 also for 5 bedrooms.
Right now, if you say, I want to live in Winterville, and this is where a lot of people say they want to live. Now, if you want to buy it, we're going to give you some tips and recommendations. So number one is be able to make a rapid decision. Most of the homes are not going to be going down in price. It's just not happening. So when you see something and you love it, be prepared to act on it. And don't you be scared. Be proactive that you're going to getting this home. And we're so excited for you.
Exactly. And the next thing is looking at the price. Although we said, respect to the last month, we went from 336 to 305, it's still all of the houses that go to the full price. Mm-hmm. And you definitely need to think about it and talk to your real estate agent. And still, we don't have that much of negotiation with the seller.
So if you come in and say we want to go $30,000 less, you're probably not winning that home. Also, considering timing. Right now is still a good time to buy a home. Christmas might not be, but now is a good time. And we see that there was a inventory that's been increasing. We see there's a lot of new construction there. We do not have a lot of pre-owned homes, but if you are looking to buy a home, now is a good time because those people who are out already and they've already kind of decided they're buying their home in summer only, and that's many people, are now gone. So it means that you are going to be a fall buyer, and it's going to help you.
Exactly. And think about if you can really afford based off or you can get pre-qualified, talk about pre-sale homes, brand new construction, no?
Right, a lot of our clients actually these days are doing pre-sale for new construction because they want to make sure that they're getting the best deal out there. And sometimes that is, you just have to wait for it to come up, but you have to trust that the process is there. And last thing we're going to mention is pay attention to the market. Make sure you're working with your real estate and asking what is happening with the market, because an informed decision maker is always the best decision maker.
Exactly. And to being ready is super important, because if that property that you want just came to the market, if you're already, you can be proactive and take an action.
Last thing we're going to talk about now for home sellers. If you're looking to sell your home in Winterville, we'd love to talk to you. But the number one thing we want to talk about is pricing. Pricing your home at the right number is going to be paramount to you getting the most buyers into your home, to seeing the home, appreciating the value, understanding why this home is amazing.
Because always you need to think about it is not the real estate agent just tells you what the price is the home buyer really deciding that how much your house worth. That's why when you are looking at the property, they're looking at a very similar property in that neighborhood that your house located to see how much they sold for.
And always make an informed pricing choice. Next one is timing of the market. Take advantage of people who are looking to buy. Now, there's still not a lot of inventory out there. So if people are looking for a home, your home might be the perfect home for them. So don't be afraid of fall. Fall is actually still a great time to buy a home.
Exactly. We just had 1.4 months of the inventory that is lower than...
Not that much for pre-owned.
Exactly.
Now,
Pre-owned
next thing is
0.8.
staging.
Staging.
Staging is super important.
You're for the staging.
Make sure the home looks beautiful. Make sure it's appealable, because we're trying to get people to buy your home, and we want to make sure that your home is the it home that everybody wants to see and everybody wants to buy. So if there was a hole punch in the wall, take care of the hole punch before we ever actually looked at the home, took pictures, and make sure it's just perfectly clean and lovely, because a perfectly clean, lovely home is going to sell faster than a dirty, messed up home.
Exactly. What is the last point that you wanted to mention?
Understanding that this is not a buyer's market. It is still a seller's market. So make sure that you are understanding what is going on. Make sure that we're not just sitting there and wasting our time. Make sure that you're there. If we're looking to sell your home, we're going to sell it for the best price possible. And we want you to get the most money for it, because if you get more money as real estate agents, obviously we get more money. So we are 100% in your corner to make sure that you're getting the home value of worth, and we're not selling your home for less than what it's worth.
And thank you. Please don't forget to grab our buyers and sellers guide in description below. And don't forget to basically call us at 252-327-3357 and write us a comment. Support our channel by subscribing in it. And see you and get in touch with you next podcast and video.